The midbrain has two lateral halves called the cerebral peduncles. Each of these is divided into an anterior part called the crus cerebri and the posterior part, which is called the tegmentum, by a pigmented band of gray matter called the substantia nigra. The cerebral aqueduct is the canal which connects the third and the fourth ventricles. The tectum is the part of the midbrain posterior to the cerebral aqueduct. The transverse section of the midbrain at the level of the inferior colliculi. The inferior colliculi are present in the tectum and they are connected to the medial geniculate body through the inferior brachium. The trochlear nucleus at the level of the inferior colliculi is situated in the central gray matter, close to the median plane, just posterior to the medial longitudinal fasciculus. The emerging fibers of the trochlear nucleus pass laterally and posteriorly around the central gray matter and leave the midbrain just below the inferior colliculi. The fibers of the fourth nerve, which is the trochlear nerve, now decussate completely in the superior medullary velum. Another point to note is the spinal and trigeminal lemnisci are situated lateral to the medial lemniscus. The lateral lemniscus is located posterior to the trigeminal lemniscus. The crus cerebri consists of corticospinal and corticonuclear fibers which occupy the middle two-thirds of the crus. At the level of the superior colliculi, you have the superior colliculi which form part of the visual reflexes, and they're connected to the lateral geniculate body by the superior brachium, and they receive afferent fibers from the optic nerve, visual cortex, and the spinotectal tract. The efferent fibers from the superior colliculi form the tectospinal and tectobulbar tracts, and they are responsible for the reflex movements of the eyes, head, and neck in response to visual stimuli. The afferent pathway for the light reflex ends in the pretectal nucleus. From there, it goes to the parasympathetic nucleus of the oculomotor nerve, which is called the Edinger-Westphal nucleus. And the emerging fibers from there pass to the oculomotor nerve, which is situated in the central gray matter close to the median plane, just posterior to the medial longitudinal fasciculus. The red nucleus has a rounded mass of gray matter situated between the cerebral aqueduct and the substantia nigra. Afferent fibers reach the red nucleus from the cerebral cortex, from the cerebellum through the superior cerebellar peduncle, the lentiform nucleus, subthalamic and hypothalamic nuclei, substantia nigra, and the spinal cord, while the efferent fibers leave the red nucleus and pass to the spinal cord through rubrospinal tracts. The reticular formation is situated in the tegmentum, lateral and posterior to the red nucleus.